Eala's repeat win over Baptiste at Dubai Championships. Manila, Philippines. Filipino tennis hotshot Alex Eala's a repeat win over American Hailey Baptiste as they clash in the first round of 64, of the Dubai Tennis Championships in the United Arab Emirates Sunday. The 20-year-old Eala faces the 24-year-old Baptiste at 7 p.m. local time, 11 p.m. here in Manila. World number 40 Eala first fought number 39 Baptiste at the Eastbourne Open second-round qualifiers in June last year. Eala defeated Baptiste 6-1, 7, 7-6, 4, 6-1 to enter the main draw of the tournament and eventually finished as a runner-up. Initially listed to play in the qualifiers, Eala had been granted a main draw direct entry after late withdrawals of top players including world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka and number 2 Iga Swiatek. Baptiste, on the other hand, entered the main draw as a lucky loser after falling to Rebecca Sramkova 6-3, 7-5 in the second round of the qualifiers Saturday. In tennis, a lucky loser is typically the highest-ranked player among the losers in the final round of the qualifiers. Despite the loss, the lucky loser gains a main draw entry to replace a player who withdrew before his or her first-round match. Eala's repeat win over Baptiste at the Dubai Championships. Under the silver glow of the desert night, the hard courts shimmered like a mirage. The air in Dubai carried a quiet tension, the kind that settles just before something meaningful happens. At the center of it stood a young Filipina with steady hands and unblinking focus, Alex Eala. Across the net, ready to test her resolve once again, was the powerful American, Hailey Baptiste. This was not their first meeting. History lingered between them like a whispered challenge. And on this night at the Dubai Championships, the story would repeat itself, but not without fire. The eyes that tell a story. They say the eyes reveal what words cannot. If you watched Eala closely before the first serve, you would have seen it. Not arrogance, not fear, but memory. Memory of the first time she overcame Baptiste's power. Memory of the rhythm she discovered mid-match. Memory of what it feels like to stand tall when the odds lean the other way. Her gaze did not wander to the crowd. It did not search the sky. It locked forward, quiet and calculating. Baptiste, with her explosive ground strokes and commanding presence, represented a storm. But Eala's eyes suggested she had studied the weather forecast. Power meets precision. Baptiste began as expected, serves cracking like desert thunder, forehands ripping cross-court with conviction. The early games moved quickly. Points were short, sharp, and loud. The American dictated, stepping inside the baseline, trying to suffocate rallies before they could breathe. But Eala is a different kind of player. She does not rush chaos. She reorganizes it. Her left-handed spin bent wide, dragging Baptiste off court. Her backhand down the line sliced through momentum like a blade. And when rallies stretched beyond 5 shots, something subtle shifted. The storm began to lose shape. Eala's repeat victory was not built on brute strength. It was constructed brick by brick, angle by angle, choice by choice. The turning point. Midway through the first set, Baptiste earned 2 break points. The crowd sensed an opening. A roar swelled. The American bounced on her toes, hungry. Eala walked to the baseline slowly. She pressed the ball into the court once. Twice. Then she looked up. There was again the stillness. A wide serve. A defensive return. A rally unfolding like a chess match in motion. 10 shots. 15. 20. And then, a sudden change of direction, a backhand painted on the sideline. Breakpoint saved. The next rally ended with a drop shot so soft it seemed to apologize before bouncing twice. The game was hers. From that moment, the match tilted, not dramatically, but unmistakably. Champions often seize momentum with noise. Eala did it with silence. Repetition is not accident. To defeat a player once can be surprise. To defeat her again is statement. Baptiste adjusted in the second set. She varied her serve placement, attacked the net more boldly, and sought shorter exchanges. For a stretch, it worked. She surged ahead, forcing Eala into defensive corners. But what separated this encounter from their first was anticipation. Eala moved earlier. She read patterns quicker. She countered instinctively. It was as though she carried a mental blueprint of Baptiste's game, refined since their last meeting. Where once there might have been hesitation, now there was instinct. A return winner down the line. A passing shot threaded through impossible space. A rally flipped from defense to offense in a single swing. The repeat win was not a replay, it was an evolution. The crowd in the desert. Dubai's tennis nights have their own personality. The skyline glows in the distance. The wind occasionally whispers across the court, just enough to complicate a toss. Spectators from every corner of the world gather, their languages blending into a single hum. They began the evening curious. They ended it convinced. With each extended rally, applause grew warmer. Eala's composure, her refusal to panic under Baptiste's pace, earned admiration. In a sport often dominated by volume and visible aggression, her calm felt refreshing. When she closed the match, fittingly, with a controlled, angled forehand that forced one last desperate stretch from Baptiste, the crowd rose not in shock, but in respect. They had seen this before. And yet it felt new. The weight of representation. For Eala, every international victory carries layers beyond the scoreboard. She does not just play for ranking points, she carries the pride of a tennis community still carving its place on the global stage. Each win in tournaments like the Dubai Championships signals something larger. Belonging. Belonging among established names. Belonging in high-pressure arenas. Belonging in conversations about rising contenders. Her repeat triumph over Baptiste reinforces that her earlier victory was no fluke. It was proof of trajectory. Baptiste's fire. To speak only of Eala would be incomplete. Baptiste fought with visible intensity until the final point. Her game remains a formidable force, athletic, explosive, fearless. Even in defeat, she pressed forward, testing angles, refusing to surrender rallies cheaply. Matches like these sharpen rivalries. They plant seeds for future encounters, perhaps on bigger stages, perhaps with higher stakes. If they meet again, the script may shift. But on this night, the narrative belonged to Eala. Beyond the scoreline. Statistics will summarize the match in neat columns. Aces, winners, unforced errors, break points converted. But numbers cannot capture the steadiness in Eala's breathing before crucial serves. The micro-adjustments in footwork. The courage to attempt a drop shot at 30-all. The memory carried from their previous battle. Repeat victories are psychological milestones. They tell an opponent, I understand your game. They tell oneself, I trust my growth. And growth was the true champion under the Dubai lights. The future in her eyes. As Eala packed her racket bag and offered a respectful nod across the net, her expression did not explode with celebration. Instead, it reflected something more enduring, perspective. This was one step. One chapter. One confirmation. Her eyes, once again, told the story. Not of surprise. Not of luck. But of preparation meeting opportunity, twice. In the vast, glittering city of Dubai, amid skyscrapers and shifting